Well, the holiday season is almost over, and for a lot of people, that means the bills are going to be coming due for many of those gifts that were left under the tree. And a November study by the financial tech company Nightline found 84% of Americans plan to use credit cards to manage their holiday spending. So how can we make sure that the money that we spent to end 2025 does not haunt us throughout 2026? We want to bring in credit repair specialist Paul Oster for some of those tips. Paul, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for being here. We've heard you use the term the holiday debt hangover. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that. What exactly is it, and what can we do about it?
So it's the amount of money that we spent on, especially credit cards. I know it was 84% going into the holidays. My fear is that that's a much larger number. People literally, did not plan the way that they should have. So now they're stuck with the holiday hangover. So you got to come up with the reset. A holiday hangover reset, and you got to do it now. You can't push this can or kick this can down the road. The first thing, the most important thing, is to not get caught in the return trap. When you go back to the store to return something, they're marking stuff down 50, 60, 75% just to get you to spend one more dollar. Do not do that. Also, put a spending freeze in place. Start with 1 week. Start with today. 1 week where you spend $0 on anything that's non-essential. So you got to buy groceries, you got to buy gas, but anything outside of that, you simply stop spending money.
It's a great idea. What do we do in the meantime, Paul, if people can't pay off one of those credit cards that now has the debt piling up?
Yeah, you got to raise your hand, swallow your pride. If you're in trouble, reach out to an accredited credit counseling firm. There's lots of companies out there, Better Qualified being one of them. But reach out to somebody and say, I need help. In most cases, they'll be able to reduce your balances, principal balances. At the very least, they're going to reduce your interest payments, your interest rate down to 0%. So most people right now are stuck at 20% or above in interest. It's really hard to pay off a credit card at that rate. Start making micropayments, which means if you pause your spending and you find an extra $50, instead of making that payment at the same time you normally would, make that payment as early on in the billing cycle as possible, because every dollar that you pay early in the billing cycle, you won't pay interest on that moving forward.
I'm sure there are a ton of families that are like, okay, finally the holiday season is done. I'm glad I don't have to do that again for another year. But are there things that people can do right now to try to make the 2026 holiday season a little bit easier, a little bit more affordable?
Trevor, think about this. Start it now. You just hit the nail on the head. Believe it or not, it's not too early to start planning for next year. So get that holiday fund in place so you're not living in the same crisis mode that you were this year. Look, the holiday should be festive, not financed. So put a holiday fund in place right now, a couple of bucks a week towards, the holiday fund, and that will help save you going into next year for sure.
Okay, love it. Really good tips. Paul Oster, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having me on. Happy New Year.